Hello everyone and welcome back to Easy Natural English with Liam. Today I want to talk to you about some common idioms or idioms that people actually use, because I think a lot of idioms I see in textbooks or sometimes on websites that are teaching English, they're idioms that maybe native speakers know them, but we don't use them. They're really not used very often. So a really common example is "it's raining cats and dogs." If you ask almost any native speaker, tell me an idiom, they'll say, "Oh, it's raining cats and dogs," which means it's raining a lot. But I honestly never hear anybody use this phrase, only when they're giving an example of an idiom. And yeah, personally, I never use it either. Normally, we just say it's pouring. It's pouring, like as in pouring water. We just say, oh, it's pouring, or it's pouring it down. And it just means it's raining a lot. So usually, I don't talk too much about idioms because I think first, when learning any language, it's best to really understand the grammar, sentence structure, vocabulary, practice listening skills and speaking. I think all of that is more important than idioms, but the idioms I'm going to tell you today are used quite a lot. So actually, I think they're quite good ones to understand. So the first one I'm going to tell you is to cut corners. So, literally, this means like cutting a corner off of something, or perhaps, when you're driving and there's a corner like this and you speed across. So instead of taking the corner, you go pyong, like this. That would be cutting a corner. So this idiom means, when you use it as an idiom, it means to not do a job properly. So for example, if you have a project and you should make like a nice proper presentation, but you just kind of quickly do something and use that, someone else might say, hey, don't cut corners. You need to make a proper presentation. Or if you're like fixing a car and you try to do it like more cheaply and you put some engine parts that don't really work very well, someone might say, yeah, that's cutting corners. Don't cut corners because it won't be good in the end. And that's a phrase that people use quite often. Another one that you may have heard before is piece of cake. It's also quite a famous idiom, but it is one that people actually use from time to time, and it means easy. So you could say, learning English is not a piece of cake. Yeah, it takes a long time. If there is something you think is easy, you can say, wow, that was a piece of cake. Yeah, that was easy. And yeah, people do use this one from time to time. Another one that people use quite often is kill two birds with one stone. So the original meaning, if you imagine you throw one stone and you hit two birds, then with one stone you have just killed yourself two birds. Maybe it's kind of from times when people used to hunt for food a lot. But now, when you say that, it means you did two jobs with like one single action or one effort. So for example, you might say, I need to go to the store to buy some bread, and next to that store there is also a butcher. So you're like, oh, while I buy the bread, I could also buy some meat. That's two birds with one stone, or I'm killing two birds with one stone. So it means, you got the bread and, you got the meat at the same time. Or if you're doing some kind of job and at the same time you can do another job, then you can say kill two birds with one stone. And I think often these days, a lot of people just say, oh, two birds with one stone. Instead of saying kill two birds, just, oh, two birds with one stone. Nice. Yeah, good job. So another one that people use sometimes is get out of hand. So it's usually used for like a situation. So for example, if people are arguing, so people are shouting, they're kind of fighting with each other, and it starts like a small fight, and then people are getting more angry, and they're really screaming. Someone might say, whoa, 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 this is getting out of hand. And getting out of hand means this situation is becoming too crazy. This is madness. It's becoming too dangerous or too aggressive, or just too much. This is getting out of hand. So if you think maybe the original meaning comes from, when something is in your hand, you are controlling it. But when it leaves your hand, you're not controlling it anymore. So to get out of hand means we have lost control. It can be used like, people are arguing, or like maybe even if you're spending too much money. Perhaps you're preparing a party and you're like, let's buy this for the party, and let's buy, hats for the party, and let's get a DJ for the party. Someone might say, whoa, this is getting out of hand. Like, we are losing control. This is getting too much. So whenever a situation is getting, too much, too dangerous, too aggressive, too much money, just losing control. This is getting out of hand. And people use this one quite often. Another one that people use sometimes is over the moon. So if someone says, wow, I'm over the moon, it means I'm so happy. So for some reason, getting up over the moon means to be happy. I don't know where that one came from. But sometimes if someone's very happy, like they got a new job, they might say, wow, I got that new job and I'm over the moon. So it means they're very, very happy with that new situation, or anything. I'm over the moon. I had a child. Woohoo! I'm over the moon. It just means I'm very happy. This one is used quite a lot, and if you can use this one well, then your English will sound like very nice and natural. So if you're talking about a friend called Jack, I always use this name Jack as an example, but if you have a friend called Jack and you're talking about Jack, there's two of you and you're saying, hey, how's Jack recently? Have you seen him? What's he doing? Does he have a new girlfriend? And then Jack walks in the room. Then we say, oh, speak of the devil. So speak of the devil. It's a bit of a strange phrase. But it's when you're talking about somebody and then they appear. So you could be saying good things about them or bad things about them, anything. And then, they sort of walk in the room or they walk past and we say, oh, speak of the devil. The original phrase was speak of the devil and he will appear. But these days people don't say the second part. We just say, oh, speak of the devil. And it just means the person that we were talking about has just appeared or just phoned us, or maybe came on TV. If you're talking about an actor and they come on TV, you can say, oh, speak of the devil. So there you go. You can use that one. Last couple here. This is more of a modern one. This is one that a lot of people my age or younger use. I don't think old people would use it so much, but we often say, so the phrase is blow my mind or blow someone's mind. So if someone gives you some news and you're like very excited and you're kind of feeling like, wow, what, wow, then we say, you are blowing my mind. You are blowing my mind. It just means this is amazing. Like, I can't believe this. And it could be, it's usually good. Is it a negative thing? That blew my mind. It's usually positive things. So like if you saw a movie that you thought was amazing, you can say, wow, it blew my mind, or it was mind blowing. So it's usually used for good things, but it could be used in a bad sense. If you're just really surprised by someone's bad behavior or something, you say, wow, it blows my mind. Like, why does he do that? It blows my mind. Why is he doing these things? But it's usually used for good things. But you might hear it sometimes for negative. But you can use that one if something really impresses you. If you see a good movie or a good show or a good performance, you can say, wow, it blew my mind. It was mind-blowing. And last one here, the phrase, you can say that again. So if someone says that to you, you might think like, oh, I need to repeat myself. But actually it just means, it means like, wow, that is correct. Like, I agree with you. So if someone, for example, if you're a fan of Tom Cruise, the actor Tom Cruise, you really like Tom Cruise, and somebody else says, Tom Cruise is a great actor, and you really agree with that, because you're a big Tom Cruise fan, you can say that again. Yeah, you can say that again. It means, yeah, that's so correct. Like, say it again. And they won't say it again. It's just a phrase. See, this is an idiom. Actually, at the beginning, I kind of forgot to explain what idioms really are, what the meaning of idiom is. An idiom is something that, if you just hear the words, you won't be able to guess the meaning. If you try to like Google Translate this phrase, then it would give you a translation in your language that would be literal, that would be, too correct. It would match the words and it won't make any sense. So that's an idiom. An idiom means, you can't guess the meaning if you don't know this phrase. And you can say that again is a good example of that, because you might think, I need to repeat myself, but you don't. If an English speaker says to you, you can say that again, you don't need to repeat yourself. You just say like, yeah, right? Yeah, Tom Cruise is great, right? Yeah, if you like Tom Cruise. I don't know why I thought of him. Anyway, thank you all very much for listening today. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on the YouTube version. Don't forget to follow and review the podcast. Everybody share with your friends, and I will see you all back here next time.